Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of On Tap Bets. I'm your host tonight, Joey.
Looks like we lost Joey already. Takes 2 seconds, and we're already just in shambles, like my betting account for the evening. But I'm your co-host. I'm Brandon Suarez at Bdon 300. Joey and I, as you guys all know, probably the worst technology guys here at On Tap Sports, but we do know a thing or two about the sports. I'm going to be talking a little bit about this weekend's baseball slate, mostly tomorrow, obviously. These lines aren't out 2-3 days in advance, but we'll get the lines and the pitching matchups up for you guys for tomorrow's games. I got a couple footy bets in the chamber. I did do a thing yesterday overseas, a couple 5-1 wins. Love to see that on a plus money banger and a minus 110, or minus 120. So love to see that. But other than that, I'm getting cooked as we speak, just like Joey's microphone. But Joey, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. I can hear you. Everything's crystal clear. We're back. It's not even crystal clear. It's not even crystal clear now because it keeps going. It keeps replaying some noises in my headset. Like, why does this always happen? Like, I hear voices or something.
You hear voices in your head because you're going crazy because we haven't had Cubs baseball in 48 plus hours. We get it back tomorrow. We had some day games today. I did all right this afternoon. Hand raised. I did cause what happened on the south side of Chicago this afternoon by betting on the Chicago White Sox. I take that one on the chin. But I did hit a first 5 under and a nerfy this morning. So like just some gross shit. Nothing really to write home about. And then as you saw, I got cooked quickly tonight on Adam Silver's NBA and an under that just never had a chance.
Yeah, Snell and Strider, right? And Strider, gotcha.
Seems good on paper, right? Never had a shot.
I thought the nerfy would be good. I thought the under in the first 5 would be good. I didn't personally bet it, but I feel for you because I know you weren't the only one that did it. So,
oh yeah, dude, you're built like Spencer Strider. You got the mustache, the beard, big baseball guy. But yeah, I mean, it is.
I don't have the quads though. I need like the quadzillas, like Spencer Strider though.
him and Dylan Cease honestly look so much alike, and they are very good pitchers. So,
70s porn stars and pitchers.
Yeah, 70s, the mustache. But I know you said you had one for tonight because a lot of the games. There's 4 games postponed in total today, so we had a decent afternoon slate, and then you get to the nighttime and it's just like, oh shit, we just got Padres Braves, which in theory great game. It's 4-4 right now, but 4-4 in terms of gambling equals 9, and I bet 8.5. So I am cooked in the 6th inning. But Joey, I know you said you had a couple for tonight for the Dodgers Diamondbacks game.
Yeah, let's get those out there before this thing.
First pitch is in a half hour, so 45 minutes.
And I feel like honestly, if we don't get them out there now, like the pitch clock might like run out on this episode, and we'll never. Like I'm sitting there watching the timer right now, so. Yeah, dude, it sucks about the Padres and the Braves that game, dude. Matt Carpenter's salsa still sucks. We can confirm Matt.
I gotta look it up on the Wooded Homer. What's that page called? Wooded Homer? Is that what it's called on Twitter?
I think it's Wooded Dong. Wooded Dong.
I'm typing it in because that was a stinky home run.
Yeah, that's the Carpenter killer, man. That's the Carpenter effect. For tonight though. Dodgers, Dustin May, Merrill Kelly, the D-backs. Kelly, they just saw each other. Like he just faced the Dodgers. Same matchup here in his second start. He walked 4 guys, couldn't make it through the 4th inning last time. No earned runs allowed, but I think he was pitching a little scared. Like I really do. I think last time the walks. I mean, he could have issues where the Dodgers are a patient team. I mean. The Dodgers will make you throw strikes, but if you're going to have to come into them against this lineup, they've got potent hitters all throughout. And then you've got guys this season like Jason Hayward, who all of a sudden looks like
he's got 2 home runs in a week. Yeah.
What's happening here? Now Bellinger looks like he's coming out of his coma.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I guess it's a win-win. Maybe just change the scenery, both these guys. But
I think that's what they needed ultimately, yeah.
Change of scenery, little like a new voice in their head, right? Like the Randy Orton, like I was hearing when we started, the Randy Orton intro music. I hear voices in my head. They needed the new voices in their head. And I mean, hey, sometimes that's what it takes, but like back to this game tonight. I think Mookie Betts. I mean, the Dodgers have guys that have absolutely crushed Merrill Kelly over the times that they've faced him. You got Betts, you got Max Muncy, Chris Taylor, Freddie Freeman. All these guys have had a lot of success against him. The two main guys, though, as far as where I'm putting my money tonight, I'm not going to be sick enough to do the -1.5. We talked about that. I don't think -1.5 is ever really.
I hate it. I'm a slut for a +1.5. I'll take one all day. I hit one yesterday on the Mariners, and honestly, it was gross because you know how sometimes you just get a feeling like this game's going to hang at 2-1 for a few innings, and we'll see what happens later.
Yep.
Hung at 2-1 for a few innings, and then it turned 4-1 just on like a couple bad pitches, couple bloopers, and then right away they answered, and the game died 4-3. And I'm like, let's go. We'll take those. But
yeah, you'll take that because I mean it's better having that than having a money line and losing by a run.
Yeah,
I mean that feels like the worst. And
no,
or if you win by a run and you have -1.5, like I knew they were going to win, but they should win by 2. That should be fine. Like go fuck yourself. It's baseball.
The books love those. And honestly, one thing though that I'll say, one thing that I'm guilty of the first week of MLB betting is I kind of stayed a little bit away from props, and that's kind of what my bread and butter was last year. I've really just been on sides and totals, and I've done some first fives, and then honestly, I've even held back on nerfies because I have not. I don't know. I thought I said it before the season. I was like, the pitch clock's going to change them. They're going to be different. I've really only hit gross ones like -145s and -130s. I almost hit one today.
And those aren't the fun ones to bet on.
Yeah, no, I went to get one in today, but I waited too long and missed it, and of course it hit. So it was the Nationals one. So I was all in on that game, just not being a high-scoring affair. Because honestly, Josiah Gray's not a bad pitcher. He's got a high K rate. And then Kyle Freeland, this is recency bias. I saw him just shove last week. So I'm like, okay, maybe he'll keep the hot hand today. And that's how I got that first 5 under. And they gave me an extra run, too. I'm like a run in inning plus an extra run, and I get push possibility. I'll take it. So
gave you a little clearance there.
I mean, that's where the fun ended for me today. And I think it's hilarious that I'm like, oh, yeah, little Thursday action, never hurt nobody, and I am just in a casket. A metaphorical casket.
A metaphorical.
I put myself there. This is my fault. I should have thought of a better caption for the tweet, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
no, it is what it is.
It's all right, man. We're gonna have those days, especially betting baseball. If you're in for the grind, I haven't really been betting as much this year as past years early on. I've I wouldn't say toned it back a little bit, but I'm not as confident early on as I might be in May or in June. And I think that's the same way for you too. But you have a problem, my friend. You have a problem, and that's why you're on the show with me, and that's why we do this together, because we're
a responsible problem. But yeah, no, yesterday after the Cubs game got punted, because the only thing that I liked in the morning was all those 3 that I put out for the Cubs, and then of course the effect of our friend Dylan, who was at that game. The game got punted. Yeah, our buddy. The game got punted. So I switched gears, hit a couple footies, and then hit that Mariners live. But yeah, and then at night I went on Toronto, and of course, they go 5 scoreless pitching, 5 scoreless hitting. They score in the 6th, and then today they just erupt for runs. So I've been right idea, wrong day, couple things off here or there, but it hasn't been
right idea, wrong Don.
Yeah, right bet, wrong result. It hasn't been the greatest start, but I mean, we're right here at the beginning of the season, and there's still a lot of game left. A lot of game.
I love that saying.
It's my favorite
saying. Mid game Bears games, a lot of game left, baby. A lot of game.
Left. No, the Bears games are never over. But that's an actual sickness. The Bears are just.
Let's not get into it. We're all positive vibes here right now, especially with the Bears starting, and I'm feeling good about the Dodgers game. So
yeah,
I don't even think I gave my bet for that yet, though. My 2 bets.
You did. You said Mookie over. What was the second one? Will Smith, right?
So yeah, I like Mookie over 1.5 total bases. He's got 3 bombs off of Merrill Kelly lifetime, and then I like Will Smith over 1.5 total bases plus 110. He's in 27 plate appearances. He's hitting 304 with a bomb off of Kelly too. So those two dudes, I mean, Will Smith started the season off raking. They both have. So I like to ride streaks with baseball a little bit more than other sports, I think.
Yeah.
When guys are hot, they're hot. And it seems to stay that way. When they're cold through a little bit of stretches. Now that'll turn around, and you need to like recognize when it's actually starting to turn around. And a lot of that is due to like plate discipline and just how they are in the box. Like if you're watching a guy foul off a ton of pitches and absolutely spit on pitches but get bad breaks, like say they square one up like Mastroboni did the other night for the Cubs, and it's right at the infielder for a line drive out. I mean, like that dude's probably going to get a hit the next night because he's seeing the ball well. So like that's where baseball, it's really key to watching it can sometimes give you the extra edge that you're missing from other sports. Like or you might not gain from other sports. Like you can look at a stat sheet for football sometimes. You can look at a stat sheet for basketball a lot of times and see what a guy's averaging assist-wise, what a guy's doing this and that. But the stat sheet, sometimes it doesn't tell the full story with baseball. Like the underlying metrics will kind of prevail when it's all said and done. So we kind of went into depth on that with Johnny too. Yeah, where's Joey? I'm here, Jeremiah. You found me. Where's Joey is now found Joey.
Hashtag Joey knows nothing. I got to take the knows nothing out of your name. But yeah, man, I found that my most success in this realm is when they zag, I zag. And when you tell me a bunch of shit like that, even though I already had this bet in before, I just don't see the game getting over 9 runs.
Oh,
and that's either a free fade. It's either a free fade. So hopefully you're listening, or you're getting out the mud with me this evening, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for Merrill Kelly, Murica Kelly, because you know he was the pitcher that they said. Maybe it just kind of fell that way in the rotation that he ended up being the guy for USA against Japan. And he didn't pitch terrible, but he didn't give it his best. But
I would have never chosen him or Kyle Freeland to ever represent the team.
I'm gonna say he has a couple extra starts that are more competitive than spring training. I think maybe he figures it out tonight. I think the game is tight. I don't know what the final score will be. I'll say maybe like a 4-2 or a 5-2. That's not necessarily tight, but I don't know. I don't think it gets to 9.
We can still hit both of our bets.
We could both hit. We're good dudes. But enough of tonight. I will be up. And honestly, dude, I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but dude, I somehow have the MLB package, and I have the lowest package of cable. I have Xfinity Stream, bro. I've watched literally every MLB game I wanted to since the season started.
It's awesome.
Knock on wood, because we're a weekend, and today I was like Jamal Adams, when his key card didn't work. I was like, am I gonna get this game? Is this game gonna be on, or am I gonna have to hop on
my free card expired?
Yeah, I was like, is my key card still working? So for those interested, the splits for tonight. Dodgers -1.5 plus 100, plus 1.5 minus 115. Over under is 9, just even 9 plus 100 for the over, and minus 115 for the under. No other games that in the MLB for this evening, but tomorrow I have the lines pulled up, and we start early. Starts early. You got Marlins at the Mets. The Mets just come off.
That's not the game I thought you were going to mention.
No, I know. We got to go in order. We can't be too biased. But we start with the Marlins at the Mets. That is at 12. The Mets have honestly been kind of shaky to start the season. What was the final in the last game that they played against the Brewers? I think they lost 7-6. But before that, it was like 10-0, and they just haven't really gotten it going this year. The Marlins are also 3-4, and you have Trevor McGill and Edson Cabrera. So,
yeah, you got Max Scherzer allowing a ton of bombs.
Dude, he was getting smoked.
Garrett Mitchell hitting walk-off homers against your team. It's not a great start right now for the Mets, but to that point, it's not a great start for some of the others in their division. Look at the Phillies this year so far, and look at the Nationals this year.
I'm sorry, I said Edson. It's Edward. I'm done.
Yeah. You were thinking Edison Volquez or something.
He
right?
Ks people, though. I know he was K'ing people. I mean, for a young guy at a good rate, but obviously we don't have any of that stuff up. But I don't know. These are stinky games, and I feel like too. This is a game that didn't they play already? We're in the third series of the season, and we're already getting repeat series in a new schedule format. I think that's kind of BS.
Well, yeah, and McGill's starting for the Mets, and this really should have been Verlander's game, right, in the rotation, because Verlander's on the IL. So I'm pretty sure this would have been his start. I could be wrong on that.
Both pitchers have gone this year. Tyler McGill's at 3.60 ERA, 5 innings, 7 Ks. Edward Cabrera, as I said, he did good last year with Ks. I said last year, not this year. 4 innings, 2 Ks. 6 walks, though.
Cabrera's he's a good young pitcher.
Honestly, hold on. Yeah, this last game was Mets Marlins, and it was 6-2 Mets. The Mets are kind of due, dude. If I had to lean, and I know we just talked about how we don't like taking -1.5s, I'd probably lean like Mets first 5, like an early angle. So I think they're going to have a lead, and they're at home. This is a baseball saying. I love this one too. They're due. They're a good team, even though even though they're cursed. I think first 5, and let me pull up the value on that. First 5 right now is not listed, so that's great. But the total game line is -155, -160 for the money line. So
why am I seeing postponed on the Bet Stamp app? Is this game?
It's not saying that on Action or ESPN. Potentially postponed, so we will move on to the next game. But if the game is,
it might not be. It might not be. I might just be talking.
You're such a jagoff, yeah, Joey. Do you have a lean on this game? Do you have a pick? Because obviously said the props aren't listed. What I have is over 8. Over unders 8 too.
If I had a lean, I'd probably go over. I probably wouldn't. I don't know how the weather. I don't know how the weather's going to be though in New York tomorrow. I didn't look into that, and I think that's very important there. But I'd probably lean over because one of these pitchers probably might have a clunker, and maybe that is the Mets. But I don't know. Cabrera's got that.
If he has it tomorrow, he's going to be able to be. He can't stop him.
I don't think I like this game to bet though.
Yeah. Let's not be sickos. Like I said, lean. I don't know if I'll bet it. Probably won't. But the game of the day for us, at least Cubs fans, starts at 1:20. It's at Wrigley. You got the Rangers coming to town. They've looked good so far this year. They revamped the pitching staff. You had DeGrom. They got Evaldi. They have good bats in their lineup. This should be a good game and a close game. And as expected, it's a -125 in the Cubs' favor, +105 in the Rangers' favor.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say, I mean, no bias, of course. No bias.
Yeah, no bias.
We don't bleed Cubby blue, but sometimes it does, seep out of our pores a little bit.
Stroman looked great though, man. He had 8 Ks. He pitched a shutout, or not a 9-inning shutout, but shutout. Yeah, 6-inning shutout.
Yeah, and I was in attendance, so I'm feeling good, man.
Feeling the vibes.
I don't care.
120 at Wrigley.
120 at Wrigley. But it is going to be. I don't know what the weather. It should be pretty decent, I think, tomorrow. We're warming up a little bit, but yeah, man. Like, this is an Apple TV Plus game, so like, why the fuck is this an Apple TV Plus game?
Disgusting.
That's a good question. That should be illegal.
Yeah,
I didn't even know. Listen, this is how like biased they are.
Apple TV Plus. That is disgusting.
They're biased against poor people, Bdon, because listen, if I got an Android and they're telling me not only is it Apple TV, but it's Apple TV Plus. Where did the plus come from? I thought it was just Apple TV. So I have.
So, dude, last year I have Apple TV, but that's only because I have an iPhone. If I didn't have an iPhone, I wouldn't have Apple TV and Ted Lasso. But Apple's making moves, dude. They got the MLS on there now. They got the MLB on there. I mean, dude, ain't nothing like a little late night MLS thing to get the coins back. I've been there before.
Apple TV and Peacock and like all these different.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of if I can watch the game on your streaming service that I have, I will find a way. Like ESPN Plus, a little Slippery Rock money line, stuff like that. Just gross stuff. But
Slippery Rock money line.
The next game that we have.
Wait a second.
Go ahead.
I don't want to stay too long on this game, but I'll just say this.
You know where I'm at. I'm going to blindly take the Cubs.
Yeah, I'm blindly betting the Cubs too, but I also think just a comment on the series itself. it's awesome that the Cubs are avoiding Jacob deGrom this weekend.
Oh yeah, that is true. And we should have Steele going. We should have Steele going Saturday.
I think he is Saturday. Yeah, of course. Right.
Steele is the man, dude. I fucking love Justin Steele.
Yeah, maybe they'll actually win a game for him this time because
what they did to him last week should be illegal.
It's just like Apple TV Plus. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead though. What's
the line is over 7.5. I'm just gonna for the Cubs.
Over under. Yeah. I'd probably go under. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm indifferent. Or wait,
that's the tough part.
It says it's 8 on MGM. It's 7.5 on DraftKings.
2 off days throw me off. The Cubs have basically had 2 off days because of the postponement. The Rangers have an off day heading into this game. So both teams are well rested, but like, what does that mean in terms of how does that translate to offense?
It's like the first week of the season too. If you're already tired, bro, you might have to pull Levante Davis.
It's good for the bullpens though, is how I'm kind of thinking.
And I will say, dude, I'm an angry Cubs fan online, and we'll get off the Cubs after this, but seeing Keegan and Adbert shove in the bullpen has been great to see, but I still worry about the other pieces in there. So
I'm not super concerned yet, but it's just because it's so early. But I do love those two people. Yeah.
So the next game, right into it. It's like a 1-2-3. They're staggered. You got 12, 120, 205. Cincinnati at Philly. Philly has started the season awful. They are 1-5. But you got your ace going tomorrow at home in Zach Wheeler. You got Cincinnati, Hunter Green, who was going to pitch against the Cubs the other day. So I don't know. It's a game that both teams really want to have, but I think ultimately Philly prevails. But the line is -200, and the -1.5 is only +110. So
it's -200 on the money line for the Phillies.
Yeah, that's disgusting, right? For a team that's 1-5.
I can't bet. Like, what's the first 5? Like -0.5 a run. Can we get that somewhere?
It's not listed, but just based off math, and I'm not really a good math guy. If something's -200 and you're trying to bet the halftime value for it, it's usually like +100 or -110.
Yeah, I would say probably.
I'm assuming it's going to be like, at most, if it gets juiced before first pitch, it'll get to like -125, -130.
I would still probably bet it. I do feel pretty confident with the Phillies first half here because I think they're a team that started out so slow, and maybe the Reds are a little bit overperforming right now.
Yeah.
Not that Hunter Green should. Like, Hunter Green's a good pitcher, and I think he's going to be fine this year, but their offense is overperforming. So I think Wheeler kind of bounces back here.
Yeah, I'm down with that. We'll rock. We'll do a squad right because I like Zach Wheeler, not because I've hit a bunch of strikeout bets on him, but I just think he's a really good pitcher. And I think that similar to what I said earlier, certain teams are due. Philly is about as due as it gets, and they're in front of the Philly scumbags. They're at Philadelphia. It's a day game. Give me their first 5, and we'll take that one to the cash counter. But we also have a 205 start.
This one's also postponed. All of these games are postponed.
You're lying.
I'm just playing. I have no idea, dude. I'm going to look it up.
There was a bunch of games postponed, but I'm just going with what's listed on Action. And all these games were still listed on ESPN. So
I'm just going to call them postponed, even if they're not. So then that way, if they do get postponed, we'll look like we're geniuses.
You're such a prick. All right, so this is a makeup for today. This game can't get double postponed, okay? It literally says makeup on ESPN. Clark Schmidt against Dean Kramer, Yankees at Baltimore. I know you like Baltimore. I know you value them really high in our preseason show. But the game lines are Baltimore +100 and the Yankees are -120. And pick them. It's kind of a weird pitching matchup. It's kind of like this is like a transition day, a 5-day, a 6-day. That extra guy, and the over is 9.
So did you say Clark Schmidt was pitching?
Yeah,
because I'm seeing on the MLB app. This is for real this time, not like a fake postponement.
Fake me up.
I'm seeing TBD right now. So unless they announced Clark Schmidt, they might have announced him at this point.
I have Clark on Action and ESPN.
Okay, so it might be Clark Schmidt, or at least maybe it's his
a blonde haired Kenny Powers.
Yeah, it's going to be some dude that doesn't even actually pitch.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I don't know
game.
what to do. I don't know what to do with this game.
I think I push. I think I don't feel one way or the other. If I had to, I would say give me like a Judge over 1.5 total bases.
What's the over under the total?
9. Give me as square as it could possibly get. Give me the big man to get two total bases. He's getting walked 4 times.
Judge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I mean,
and Camden, dude. They moved the walls in too. Dude, over. All right, it's not
your father's Camden.
yeah, it's not your father's Camden. These are like fun ones. If you got like a free bet, I'd also sprinkle a home run. Definitely.
Let's do a little $5 foot long.
$5 foot long for a Judgy home run. The next game, this is one we talked about before we started. Jose Urquidy, Sonny Gray, Houston at Minnesota. Houston is dogs. Don't get the Astros as dogs very many times in the MLB season. So with that being said, I'm auto betting the Astros. No explanation other than the fact that you do not get the Astros at plus money at many points in the season. Urquidy's been all right. He's not been great. Sonny Gray, though, I was calling him sunny side up before the show. So
Sonny's
I'm the meatball. You're going to get the meatball take from me. But, Joey, which way do you think this game goes?
I'll say this. As much slander as you're giving Sonny Gray, sunny side up, Sonny scrambled, Sonny, over easy eggs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I don't think he's as cooked as like he always appears to be. He always looks like he's fried or sunny side up.
You get him in that one inning that he gives up 3 though, and you're like, damn, bro, he is frying in that pan right now.
He's got his frying pan moments. That's for sure. I'm trying to look to see like what
I said. He's cooked. He's 1-0 with a 0 ERA this year. He's cooked, dude. He's due to get shelved.
Well, I mean, let's look at what the Yankees have actually done against him. The guys that
no, this is the Astros. This is the Astros.
Oh, my bad. The Astros. Yeah, we were just talking Yankees, so I was thinking.
Yeah, we're zipping through it.
But I mean, he hasn't really faced that many guys in this lineup. Jose Abreu. I mean, he's faced Abreu. Abreu's hitting 250 against him in 27 plate appearances, which PVP is not everything, obviously. I don't really consider that like none of these sample sizes are large enough for me to know what he's going to do against any of this team. So then you probably have to go against like righty lefty matchups.
See what his
I'm going with the Astros though because I think you don't get the Astros like you said plus money.
Often. Yeah. And fuck the Twins. See, the Twins are what's that guy's name? The Minnesota Twins Twitter guy, the Kirk Cousins guy.
I don't know, but hey, if we want to have Johnny
talking about the Kirk Cousins highlights guy.
Oh yeah, that Kirk Cousins
clapped Dan or some shit. I think it is. Fuck the Twins, dude. Fuck Minnesota.
Just because of the Vikings. Johnny's never coming back on the show again because you're talking so much shit about the Twins.
Oh my God! I forgot he's a Twins fan, Johnny. I think he might have just tuned in and tuned out. But the next game, this is a good game and a matchup that we've already seen a couple times this season, as they already played earlier in the season. Seattle, a team that is very due. It's against Cleveland, the Voodoo Magic Guardians at home. You got Logan Gilbert against Aaron Zavala. And honestly, no, you go first.
No, God, as I drop my my poor man's Android.
Oh,
if you just give me the line, I know where I'm going with this game.
Minus 105 for the Fighting Mouse.
For the who?
Fighting Mouse, the Mariners.
Oh, minus 105 you're giving me?
Taking it, right?
Yeah, it's Mel. Where's Mel at? Can we put Mel in the chat?
We got a buddy who's a Mariners fan. I'm taking the Mariners too in this spot.
Baby. See us rise. I think the Mariners.
See us rise. All right, so we're both on the Mariners here.
I'm a huge Logan Gilbert guy. That's mostly
he's good.
It.
He's good. Yeah. I'd honestly keep an eye out for his K line for tomorrow, what his K prop will be. And I skipped it earlier, but I'd also take a look at Zach Wheeler's for tomorrow too. The next game,
the Guardians are tough though because I don't know like with the additions they made, but they weren't a team that really stuck out last year. So
okay,
be careful.
I might take Logan back, but either way, auto betting the Mariners money line.
Yes.
You'll see a tweet with my face on it tomorrow. The Mariners are actually like, we'll do a quick gambling story here. But when I first started like betting, the Mariners were like, you know how like when you first start betting, you're like depositing money at first and just like trying to get a feel for it. That was the first time that I like was like, oh wow, I just won enough money to pull money out. And it was like they went on a tear to start the season, and this was like 4 or 5, I don't remember exactly what year it was, but they just auto bet the Mariners every day. And then dude, they finished the season like 62 and 100. Shit, you know? Like they were terrible. But,
why do I feel like your first experience gambling when you put a little sprinkle in the account?
Yeah.
Why do I feel like this was back in the Ken Griffey Jr. era?
Oh no!
I know it wasn't.
Well,
I know it wasn't illegal then. But it wouldn't surprise me if you found like some offshore bullshit account at like 9 years old.
I had a buddy who would we would only be able to place parlays and only on football, and that was just like it would be like you Venmo him $20 or whatever you wanted, and you could only do parlays, and it was just straight like spreads. I'm pretty sure. So it was kind of gross to start.
It was like those cards, like you had to like fill it out and then send it back, like scan it over to somebody fax machine.
He would just send me the card and then I'd send him back and then send him money and then boom.
God, that's the most like, old school thing I've ever heard.
Oh, 100%. But this was
and Venmo. And you were still able to Venmo the money. Somehow?
This was like Chase QuickPay, and then I would say the first year was like Bovada, and then after that we got everything right after that. We got like Rivers first, and then DraftKings, FanDuel, all that stuff, and then since then it's just been over there, but mostly our friends over at Rivers, And honestly, of all the casinos that we have in the state, Rivers is by far the nicest. I don't know if you've made it on Pitts Plains, but I like their setup there a lot. Sportsbook and just regular casino. It's really a nice casino, and it's right next to where the Chicago Dogs play. So it's right there in Rosemont.
So it sounds like we need to make a trip this summer.
We do need to make a trip, and anyone is invited because it's a great place to be. But
we can have a dog challenge. We can have
let me get to the next game. This is a gross one. And, dude, I never bet overs in baseball, but I'm betting over in this game if I have a bet for it.
Uh-oh.
You got Lucas Giolito against Rich Hill. Lucas Giolito's meat. He's meat, dude. Lucas Giolito's meat. Quote that. No, he's all right. But, listen, Rich Hill, if Lucas Giolito's meat, Rich Hill is like you walk into a freezer and you got just like different cuts of meat just hanging. And he's like, yeah, I used to be great back in the day. He's getting shelled.
What is he, like 50 now?
He's like 55, dude. He was getting smoked last year for the Red Sox. I'm sure they did a nice cut-up the like they did for Vince Velasquez when they signed him. But the over-under is 8. Yeah, the over-under is 8.5. And actually, no. And no, because I can't bet the White Sox, because if I bet the White Sox, they'll lose. But the White Sox money line is -130. It's not bad. It's not a bad value, but there are going to be runs scored in this game.
Are they going to give up 13 again? 13 home runs in the series?
The Sox just gave up 16 runs today. So, no, that's the ultimate when they zag money line, but I can't tomorrow.
You want a couple of stats?
Go ahead.
You want a couple of like random stats here from the Giants series? 13-1, they were out homered by in the 3-game series. The 13 home runs, lucky number in Italian, by the way, just to say that.
I love the Italian bits. The Italian bits always are the best.
You just have to toss that in there. I don't know why, but you do. Those 13 home runs tied a franchise record for most home runs in a 3-game set for the Giants, and it was a new record for homers in a 3-game series at the G-Rate Field. So.
Yeah, nice and the Sox were home. That's even worse. Like, you were just getting shelled at the crib, like, in front of 1,400 fans. Like, it's disgusting. But
also, we'll quick plug the Sox on Tap, guys. So go check out their post-game show, because now I want to check it out and see how.
Yes, because after a game like today, there's nowhere you want to be than the Sox on Tap post-game show, because they're going to give it to you raw. They're going to let you know how they feel. So we know how that goes with plenty of Bears and Cubs post-games under our belt. We're going to let you know what we feel. But the next game is Kansas City at San Francisco, the same team that has just been absolutely hitting the meat off the baseball. You got Alex Cobb against Brad Keller. The Giants are at home. And you got the Giants are minus 175, plus 120 on the run line, and the over-under is 8.
Yeah, this is a game where if the Giants are coming in here with hot bats.
First 5?
I'm thinking first 5, and I'm also thinking you might want to take a team total over on the Giants. Because I'm not a big Brad Keller guy. I was kind of like
the team total is 4.5 at plus 100 across the board. So a couple spots like Rivers has it at 105, Barstool has it at 105.
I think that's enough to if it's 4.5, I would take it because I think they're going to put up at least 5 in this game. So
sure as shit, nothing can go wrong. They just scored 16 today,
they're
right?
just going to get shut out today now. Or
I like both those though. In the first 5, if they're at minus 177, I'm assuming the first 5 run line's probably about plus 100-ish. As I said, not listed yet today. The next game, this is a sicko special. Shout out Johnny, our guy. Came on the opening day show and called out a Oakland Athletics money line.
And we wrote it, baby. Did you write it? I'm pretty sure.
I hit the run line like a sicko, not a real sicko. But I didn't have. I'm Lance Armstrong. I know.
Talk about it.
That was quick though. I'm saying, I'm Lance Armstrong. I know. But the next one is A's Rays, and the Rays have not lost a game yet this season. They're 6-0. You got Zach Eflin going at home against Ken Waldichuk. Is this another sicko A's special?
It is.
Against a team that hasn't lost yet this season. A little half-unit sprinkle. Just a little sprinkle, right? Just for fun. You just want to turn the game on? It's plus 180, and it's moved from plus 220. It opened at plus 220, and it is moved to plus 180.
Sharps on the A's, baby. Sharps on the A's. That's what that means. And I think, this is another sicko deal because
it's a sicko one.
It's a sicko special. This is the Little Rock. What did you call it? What did you say?
Slippery Rock money line.
Slippery Rock money line. Never heard of that shit. But this might be the slippery rock that we hope we don't fall down and create an avalanche. But I think the A's. Like the Rays are not going to go 10-0 to start the season, or they would be 9-0 if they win the series, right?
No.
The entire series.
And if you remember,
it's not going to happen. So
you remember what one wise man said on the preseason show: the Rays lose every single game they play, and they make the playoffs every year. They're losing tomorrow.
Oh, I thought you were going to call me out for a second because I said the Rays are going to go under their win total. I said,
no. I called myself out before I called you out. Because, dude, they're Voodoo Magic. They're another Voodoo Magic team. They're a Moneyball team. You know?
The Rays,
and also
the Rays are the AL version. The Rays are the AL version of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Mm-hmm. And what I said earlier too, as I was watching Blake Snell just blow my under up, is Blake Snell is a Tampa Bay Rays merchant. He left the Rays, and he is no longer good at baseball as I try to find this Dodgers game. But, yeah, I mean, there's still a little bit more meat left on this slate, and then I got a couple footy bangers, and then that'll be – I mean, I know we said a half hour, but we can never stay within the time constraints because we're both jag-offs. But I think Sicko special, if you got a free bet or you got a little extra change in the account, why not throw it on a little Ace money line? It's gross. It's hitting. The next game, this is a game – I'm not betting either side because I hate them both. You have Jack Flaherty against Bdon Woodruff at Milwaukee. Milwaukee's hot. The bats have been hot for them to start the season. Johnny talked a lot about that on the preseason show. They're 5-1 against a 2-4 St. Louis Cardinals team.
Did Johnny say that the Brewers are going to win the World Series or just go to the World Series?
I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said I remember him saying he's very high up. That he has them winning the division at least. Division's kind of a toss-up, but
I agree.
Between them and the Cardinals, and then if we can get our act together, maybe we'll make someone, we'll be breathing a little bit down their neck. But until we're proven otherwise, it's the Brewers Cardinals.
It's crazy, though, because you look at this team, and I was saying the same exact thing. I agreed with Johnny because so many people going into the season said, oh, the Brewers what did the Brewers do? And it's like, do you not know who's coming up from the minor leagues and who they the bounce back candidates they have? And not to mention, look at Corbin Burns so far this year. He hasn't been himself, and they're still winning these games.
That was the only thing he was wrong about was Corbin Burns.
Right. Well, No, I thought he said. Didn't he say? Oh no,
You're really high on Corbin Burns, and I was like,
he wasn't as high on Dylan Cease. That's right. It was Cease he was talking about.
All right,
but
so
I like their guys though. I like Garrett Mitchell. I like Bryce Terang. Like these dudes are. I think they're going to be legit. They started out legit.
They are.
So.
I found out the hard way on whenever they won 10-0 against the Mets, dude. I bet a first 5 under 5.5 with a profit boost. So it was a -200 that I boosted to -115. I broke my own law.
You didn't even take a plus money booster? Come on.
It was 1-0 with 7 outs remaining, my boy. And it finished at 10. And it's a beautiful game, and that's why we love it. It's about the friends we made along the way. Let me tell you, Carlos Carrasco is not one of them. The next game.
Cookie to you.
Or wait, no, hold on. What do you got for this game though? I'm not touching this game. Maybe some prop bets, but I honestly none of them are listed. But the money line is Brewers -150, Cardinals +125.
I'm not sure about team totals, what they're going to set it at. I'm not sure about the.
I can pull those up real quick. The over is 8.5, and the team totals are probably team totals 4.5 for Milwaukee, 3.5 for St. Louis.
I think Jack Flaherty potentially gets beat around a little bit here, but I don't know if the Brewers are going to pull off the win. And so I'd say Flaherty, if you can get him under like 15.5 outs or under 16.5, those pitching outs.
Those pitching outs, yeah.
I think
the Sandy Alcantara specials.
Yeah, because you always take him over. That's what you do.
Always
take him over. But yeah,
so we got three more. We got 3 more. And then some footy, and then if you have anything else like basketball or anything that you want to get off your chest, congratulations, obviously, to UConn for winning the men's, and obviously also congratulations to the Queens over at LSU. Love me some Reese. Love just that whole fucking game. That game was lit as well. So the men's game was not as
though. Fuck the refs.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm sorry. You're an Iowa fan.
Yeah, they completely screwed him.
Angel Reese, I don't know, man. That shit was just funny to me. That's what sports are all about to me. Is about.
Oh, I don't care about any of that. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
I thought that was cool. The trash talking, and honestly, I think they said they had like 10 million viewers, bro. People are watching now, so that's good for the sport. But the next game,
they got the WWE style women's college basketball going now. So.
Hey, they got the stars now. They needed to get the stars, and they got them. But the next game, and this is a game that we also talked about before the show, a guy that we saw look pretty good in his first start. You got Mackenzie Gore against Jose Arena. You got Washington at Colorado, a game that is a very gross game, and quite frankly, only a game that gamblers or fans of these teams are looking at.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, with Mackenzie Gore on the mound here, he's throwing the fastball about 63%, slider 22%, curveball 12%. Like, he's pretty heavy on the fastball right now, but I still think the way that he's pitching and the way that he's looked so far this year, I mean, people forget that this guy, not everybody forgets this, but I mean, he was the top pitching prospect, or at least for a while, like one of the top pitching prospects in the game. And then he kind of lost his way with San Diego and then rebuilt himself a little bit only to get traded. But now maybe he's going to take off this year. I don't really know. Like I'd have to look a little bit deeper at what he exactly did in that outing. But I do think the Nationals are only going to, like, they're not going to be a good team. We know that. No. But bad teams beat.
I was going to say, but about 60 times a year, they're going to win.
And the Rockies aren't a good team either, are they? Like, they can hit, but they can't pitch. And I think this is kind of one of those games, especially at Coors.
Urena gets rocked, yeah. I think he gets rocked.
This game could get out of hand. Could get out of hand, but I'm on the Nationals, I think. I'm going to take they'd be plus money, right? Are they plus money?
Let me hit you with the lines real quick. So the line is plus 115 for Washington, -130 for Colorado.
Yeah, we're on Washington, no doubt. I got to go with the Walgreens logos here.
No, we're taking Washington for sure. The next one is Toronto against Los Angeles. Chris Bassett and Pablo Sandoval. And this one's in Los Angeles, the Angels.
Chris Bassett has looked horrible to start the year.
Yeah, I saw a stat last week that the Jays through like the first series or the second series had given up like a bunch of runs. Like they were getting like 6-7 runs given up each game.
Yeah, that's not. They're
We'll probably pull up on ESPN how many runs exactly they've given up and just do a little bit of math. But I'm really bad at that. But take it away. It's minus 115 in the Angels' favor.
Yeah, why do I feel like I want to go Jays here? Because I think Bassett first start with the new team. You're also, I think he was at home in that game, right? Toronto can sometimes play like a bandbox. Was that a home game? I'm trying to remember, but he looked horrible. I think maybe he comes through here. It is the Angels. You got some heavy hitters, some thumpers in there. Obviously, Ohtani. You got Trout. You got all those names.
So the number that I was looking for, Joey, they've given up 35 runs through 7 games, so about 5 runs a game.
Jeez.
To start the season. Or exactly 5 runs on the dot. Terrible at math. Awful at math. 5 runs on the dot. 35 runs, 7 games.
So just add in the point for no reason, but you get points for effort. So
you saw me. I was like squinting into my phone, like looking for that on the little side thing on ESPN.
He's trying to do long division, writing it out on the sheet of paper.
Absolutely awful. Okay,
I'm gonna go with crazy though. Let's go. I'm rolling Jays. What do you want?
The over under is 9, and I can't bet either of these teams, so I am respectfully staying away. And I know it's a late night special, and the NBA is kind of meaningless, so I'll maybe tail you, maybe follow in your footsteps, but I can't officially say which way I'm going. I have a buddy who is a Toronto fan, and I have a buddy who's an Angel fan, and they're both the worst about their teams. Let me just put that.
Yeah, and this is going against like my initial read on this game is like take the better pitcher, the guy who looks better.
This is a zig when they zag.
Yeah, this is that for me, I think, yeah.
The next game, though, game that we're about to tune in and get ready for, hoping for Merrill Kelly to not allow any hits to anyone but your guys. And maybe they win the game 2-0. But you got Dodgers, the late night special, the late night get the coin back special. Dodgers against Arizona, minus 225 on the money line, plus 180 for Arizona. Clayton Kershaw versus Madison Bumgarner.
Wow, dude, this brings back so many memories. Whenever you have Kershaw versus
one, right?
Like nostalgic matchups between the Dodgers and Giants. But Bumgarner is a bum now, so
he's not that guy, dude. You're not that guy, pal. Not anymore.
He's not that guy at all. He's too busy. He probably should be on like doing rodeo or something and not actually pitching at all. He should just focus on that. Whatever he does on the side, I forget what his what's his. Do you know what his nickname was on the side? It's like something else. I forget. It's not.
I don't know what it is. I'm gonna look at
his rodeo name. But yeah, I'm gonna go with dude. I don't know because the odds are gonna be so heavy.
The Carolina Peach. The Carolina Peach.
Carolina Peach. That is not
the Carolina Peach, bro. Just like the Ohio State.
Wow, that just sounds like a Dylan favorite player right there.
The Carolina Peach, man, that is incredible.
That's terrible. I don't remember that being the name for some reason. Why?
Over under for that game was 8.5 too.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to stick with the props on that one too. I'm gonna probably load up some different righties or different guys that have done well against Bumgarner. I'm going to look at some numbers here fast. What do you want for this game?
It'll probably be a Dodgers first 5 action because I think they get Bumgarner early.
First 5 Dodgers?
First 5 Dodgers, and it's going to probably be a little juiced. Like it's probably going to be like minus 125, but I think they have enough bats in the lineup to get a hold of Bumgarner a couple times before that 5th inning. Kershaw will probably hold him to, I'd say, 2 or less, unless they just rope him. Mookie just got sat down. It's P-hold to B-hold.
He what?
Mookie just got sat down by America Kelly.
Well, you know what? I'm going to go with Mookie over 1.5 total bases tomorrow because if it doesn't happen tonight.
It doesn't happen tonight, it's happening tomorrow. Terrible strategy.
No, but he's actually been decent against Bad Bum, too. So I was just looking at that, and then you mentioned Mookie, so now that's exactly where I have to go.
Yes. All right. Honestly, I know I promised some footy, but I'm looking at the slate right now. It's kind of gross. Saturday is pretty gross. I do have a lean, though, and I will say I will end up betting it because I always have this promo on MGM where it's like just bet a little $50 and we'll give you a $20 free bet. I'm like, because I'm putting that $20 free bet on whatever plus money game I like. So it's always a good strategy. Usually come out ahead on that one. But last week I went Jeff Fisher, so I'm a little angry this week. Freddie Freeman just flew out. Got Chelsea at Wolves. Chelsea is not a team that you want to bet on right now. I'm telling you this. They just fired their manager. They just hired a new manager that used to play for their team, Frank Lampard, club legend. He also managed for them and got fired. They brought him back. It's his first game back with the team. There is such thing as new manager bounce in soccer. Chelsea is plus 100. Wolves absolutely refuses to score a goal in any game that they play, and they give up goals. They have conceded in every match this season. Chelsea has not been able to score a lot lately. They got shut out against Liverpool in the 0-0 game last week. Give me Chelsea on the money line, plus 100. I think they win it like 1-0, 2-0. It's not going to be a fun game to watch by any stretch. It's going to be watching a bunch of dudes run around for 90 minutes, try to score, and it's going to finish by, I say 2-0. But
I'll ride with you on that because I know nothing about soccer, and I think what you said makes a lot of sense about the new coach. New coach,
yeah. No, he was a club legend too. He's going to go to the Premier League Hall of Fame one day. But I do have one on. I think this is still Saturday. So Newcastle at Brentford. Newcastle brought us home yesterday, and Brentford is a team that has brought us home all season long. But I think this is a game that is equally important for both teams. I can't find the line on it right now. I'm pulling it up right now. Hopefully there's a good bet. We're doing it. We're taking both teams to score. I don't know which.
Yes.
I don't know which way to lean because like I said, I love me a little Brentford double chance. I love me a little Newcastle money line, but it's plus 110 and plus 250, and the draw is plus 250. There's a high draw probability in this game, but I do think both teams find the back of the net. And then other than that, I'm not going to bet on Tottenham this week because they're just going to make me mad because I chose them as the team that I want to be a fan of, which is an awful decision on my part.
Tottenham scam.
They play Brighton, but if I had to lean a non-biased way, I'm taking Brighton in that game. Brighton's been smoking shit all season. Sunday, Crystal Palace Leeds. I'm honestly just not interested in that game. But we do have Premier League leaders, Arsenal, taking on Liverpool. And Arsenal is plus money. This game's going to be at Anfield, so it is going to be a hostile environment. But Arsenal has been playing at a high level. They are literally first in the Premier League by 8 points as I speak right now. And Liverpool, they couldn't beat Chelsea last week. You either get a Liverpool that scores 5 goals or gives up 5 goals. I think the way that Arsenal plays is a very attack-heavy style. They press a lot on defense too. I think they find the net at least 2 or 3 times. And it's a team that has had their number over the years, ever since I started watching soccer, which was like 3-4 years ago. Give me Arsenal. It's not really like an upset. It's not really like because soccer lines are weird. It's a plus 140 and Liverpool's plus 180. But give me Arsenal to take care of business at Liverpool, get the win. I'd say maybe 2-1, 3-1. But other than that, the only other league that I really like to bet regularly is La Liga. And that one is not in play until we have a game tomorrow, but that's not the game that I'm touching because that's a sicko special. I'm a big time look for the Real Madrid game and look for the Barcelona game, and we go from there.
Real Madrid is on my ban list, by the way.
Dude, they waxed so hard for me yesterday.
I don't know what that's from, though. I don't know what that's from. That's from some bet that you gave me a long time ago that I bet that.
It might have been like sometime last year, but yeah, honestly, I don't see anything in La Liga that I like, and I could go to your motherland. We'll go to Italy real quick and just scan the list.
All right, but play hot potato with it though, because we're.
I'm good.
An hour.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Honestly, I'm good with what I said on the Premier League. Baseball-wise, do you have anything like that you want to talk about that's further on out in the weekend?
No.
Pitchers that you know are going?
Probably keep an eye on I mean, definitely keep an eye on bullpens and matchups. Obviously, like always, starting pitcher matchups and who's hot, who's not. And then
because
also
all the games that I said for earlier are presumably all the series that we have for this weekend. So
right, yeah, these are all what's rolling out there for the weekend. But I think the Cubs should probably take 2 out of 3 with avoiding DeGrom. I'm hoping, you got a West Coast team in there like the Rangers, who do look like a better team this year. But
they do.
I mean, I think they're going to face John Gray in one of these games too, and I don't really see him as a big threat. I don't know. I don't, especially when you match up like if you have Justin Steele. I'm not sure if it's Gray versus Steele is the matchup, but
you got an extra day of rest though too, so that factors into it. And then one thing too, another note that I had, and I'm just dumb and didn't say it because we were kind of rapid firing through the games. Mackenzie Gore used to play for the Padres. He's pitched against the Rockies before. So there's a little familiarity.
Yeah, but he's so young.
He hasn't pitched a lot. He hasn't pitched a lot, but he pitched. I'm assuming just last year. I'm assuming he pitched against them last year. Had to.
He might have. I mean, he probably did, but I mean, he only pitched like what was it? I'm looking now.
I know.
He pitched 16. Okay, so he did. He pitched in more games than I even thought that he did last year. 16 games, 13 starts. He probably did pitch against them. To be honest with you, you're probably right.
Just throw a dart at the wall. He had to have. If he pitched 16
he had
starts.
To have pitched against them. Yeah,
16 starts. They just put him at every game, but at Coors Field.
Same division, of course.
Sure, that had to have happened. Are you looking right now? Pull up the game logs while we were.
Well, I know I'm an idiot because I didn't pull up the game log. I tried to go to splits, and then now I couldn't find the splits against.
You know what it was, man. It was always the Dodgers, Diamondbacks, Nerfy. I can't wait to see 10 runs scored in 8 innings. It's going to be a movie.
It's going to be awful. Okay,
it's going to be a movie when we're sitting here in the 9th inning, and you need Mookie to go over to total half bases, and I got like half a run to spare.
Dude, Mackenzie Gore against Colorado. You want it?
Oh, no, he got killed. Didn't he get killed? Was it at Colorado?
He pitched twice against them last year with the Padres.
Oh, no. What did I open up?
Hold on. Game started. He didn't make it out of the third the first time at home. That was at home.
He's a new man, Joey. He's a new man.
2 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 6 runs, all earned, 4 walks, 3 Ks in 2 1/3. The second time in Colorado, he started – he got into the 5th inning, but he only went 4+ innings. He didn't make it out of the 5th inning. 4 innings, 9 hits, 8 runs, all earned, 3 walks, 1 strikeout, 3 home runs allowed against the Rockies. So, I mean, it's a different team.
All right. Just
a different team.
Delete what we said about the Nationals money line earlier, Brian, please, for our sake. Or clip it. Do whatever you please. Because
clip it.
If it hits, we look like geniuses. Joey Meneses is going yard. That's happening. It's also happening. Meniscus. But, yeah, I mean, it's a fun weekend. You got NBA wrapping up its regular season. We'll do a playoff episode next week. Get you guys prepared for the playoffs. I think we should both pick a team to put a feature on regardless of what the lines are at, just so we have something to sweat out for the people for the rest of the season. And then we have baseball, obviously. You got hockey getting towards the end of its season. And then, you know me, I'm going to put out a couple XFL games this weekend. I had a Sicko special on under 45 on Sunday, and I'm coming back for more. Probably sides, not totals. But
why do I feel like you're a big St. Louis fan?
Dude, St. Louis, DC, and then the USFL starts in about 10 days too. But I don't know, dude. If I watch enough of it, I just can get a grip on what's about to happen. And I know I will be the one to step at the end of the what's it called? The shit on the pirate ships, at the end. You just step off and jump off into the water, the plank, yeah. I will own up for not being at the level that I usually am. And I had to take a few days off, and we got right with the little Cubs money line, and I've been doing all right since. But
that's all it takes, though. That's all it takes.
But we have not been as good as we are accustomed to, and we will be better. And I know for a fact that football is always our best sport. But as we start to get more into the season, start to see a little bit more here in the MLB, the winners will be coming. I'm going to stop being a little bitch about the prop bets. I am placing my first prop bet of the season tomorrow, and I don't care. There's no bias or anything behind it, but it's Marcus Stroman strikeouts. I don't care what the number is. It's just something that I'd like to take. I'm just let me die because the Garrett Cole that I died on opening day was a free bet. I am putting actual money on this tomorrow. I'm assuming Stroman will finish at around 6 or 7. And I think, too, with it being a pick-em line, could be a little bit of value. Maybe they'll knock it down to strikeout or so. Maybe 5.5 is the number tomorrow.
Maybe because they don't usually think that Stroman will strike out that many guys anyway. So
they could usually only give him like 4.5. Yeah, if it's 4.5, I'm definitely taking it. But
can I toss in one more thing before we wrap this up?
Yes, no, absolutely.
We're trying to desperately because we said a half hour. We went a half hour. We doubled that.
Half hour one.
Yeah, half hour times X2. But what the hell was I even going to say now? Now I just lost what I was going to say.
It's about this weekend, so probably not something about tomorrow, but maybe Saturday or Sunday that's on the horizon.
Yeah, I mean, we could look at those games. Oh, I know what I was going to say. The Masters. The Masters started out great, dude. The Masters. I'm sweating that right now. If you're not checking out the On Tap Golf or at On Tap Golf on Twitter, it's our Golf On Tap channel. We do the bets on there too. It's a section of On Tap bets, but it's its own thing. So we just talk golf on there too and break down.
You're talking about me and a guy that can hit the ball off the tee, and I can putt, like mini putt, like like the place you go when you're like 10 years old, but nothing in between. I can't chip, can't do nothing, and also I'm poor. I'm just not a golf guy. I'm a football guy.
Well, dude, I'm terrible at golf. Actually, golfing.
You're just good at it. You're just good at finding the winners.
I'm just good at finding these winners. Well, not even so much this season, but like Jack has been really. He's been hitting more.
Jack knows what he's talking about. Yeah.
Last year I hit a ton of outrights, or I hit like maybe 5 of them or so, something like that. But this year I've only hit 2 of them, I want to say. But right now we're looking good, man. I got 4 golfers that I bet outrights on within the top 6 or T6 or better. And then John Rahm is tied for the lead.
John Rahm, yeah, he's winning. I saw that. They had that shit on at work today. So, I mean, with that being said, tune in on Sunday for NASCAR on Tap. We'll find you a winner for that, too. Jesus. I'm just kidding.
Well, you got to bet your cousin, your brother. You got to bet
Daniel Suarez. Daniel Suarez, yeah. But, yeah, no, dude, that's what it's all about. It's about, I mean, you find winners where you find winners. It doesn't. If you find winners in soccer, if you find winners in football, you find winners in basketball, hockey, wherever. It's all about us versus the books, not us versus each other. And most of the time we're on the same side, so we know we're ultimately doomed from the jump. But we have conflicting bets in tonight's game and bets that could also both hit. So cheers to that. I'm hoping that the bets stay in our favor for tonight because I could definitely use seeing one go through the goalpost after the stinker I put up earlier, but hey, we're on to tomorrow, and I think it's a big enough slate, and there's a lot of opportunity out there.
Let's do it. Don't forget, we're presented by OnTap Sportsnet at ontapsportsnet.com. We are OnTap Bets. Bdon is at Bdon 300. I am at Joey Knows Nothing. Cubbies on tap, Bulls on tap, Four Feathers podcast, Sox on tap, all that good stuff. Check out all the great content at ontapsportsnet.com. BetRivers.com, promo code up to $250 deposit match. Promo code ONTAP at BetRivers.com. Bdon.
I got to change my name real quick. I'm Bdon 0-3 right now, but it's under 9. It's giving me some hope.
Bdon minus 300.
Bdon minus 3 or minus 2.5 units because I didn't put a full one on the Nerfy.
Well, no, it's minus 2.5 because you forgot how to do long division.
Yeah, no, I'm terrible at it. But, yo, go ahead. I'm good.
All right, crack them, lock them, cash them. Good luck. We're out.